Good morning, Cityside. Happy Sunday. We're going to stand together and sing Our Lovin' Will Change the World. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. Share, 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 share who you are and share, share, share. When it's hard to share, share, our sharing will change the world. Sing, 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 sing all together. Sing, sing, sing. When it's hard to sing, sing, our singing will change the world. Care, 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 care for each other. Care, care, care for the ones who need care. Our caring will change the world. Find me here, singing for you, heart wide open for what we came to do. Wind in the trees, sing the melody true. Love everybody, let the love shine through. Everybody sing love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our caring will change the world. Our sharing will change the world. Our singing will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Your loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our second song today is Gentle with Myself. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast feel safe to go. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I rock myself like a newborn baby child. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I love myself like a newborn baby child.
All right, thank you, music team. That was beautiful. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you. All right, good morning, Cityside. Welcome to our Sunday morning celebration. It's great to see some familiar faces and some new ones in the room. Hello to the online community, near and dear to my heart. And welcome to our Sunday morning service and celebration. My name is Jonathan Hoffman. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm one of your licensed spiritual practitioners. And for those watching online, just want to let you know Donna is our licensed spiritual practitioner that's hosting the chat. So say hello to Donna. Feel free to chat with her anytime during the service. But yeah, just kind of build that online community. So thank you, Donna. And here in the room, we invite everyone else to help us spread the word about Cityside. The most valuable form of marketing is one that you possess, and that's just to make a personal invitation. Like that's really the best way to hear about new things. And we have purple You Belong Here cards in the back. So you can take that with you, leave it at a coffee shop or invite a friend, give it. It's just a helpful, tells all about who we are and what we believe. So I encourage you to share the word. So, but what's the word? So at Cityside, we embrace new thought and wisdom teachings. We're affiliated with Centers for Spiritual Living. And what we do is we honor all paths. We honor all paths, and we provide a supportive community where you can explore your own spiritual path. And so with that, we're going to move into our reading of the mission and the vision statement. So please read along with me. At Cityside, we envision a diverse and empowered community that is practicing unconditional love in action. Our mission is to create safe and inclusive spaces and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual consciousness, and express our authentic nature. Hunter Tallman, one of our licensed spiritual practitioners, is holding vigil today. which means hunter is just in a meditative state, holding space so that we can have a deeper, more transformative experience. And today we have our very own John Adams. And John has just newly become a reverend with Centers for Spiritual Living. So this is the first time. Yes, that's worthy of applause. Yeah. No, it's really great, John. We're really excited to have you as a newest member, or the newest reverend. But our theme for the month is overcoming fear, which is lots of territory there. And the talk is entitled "Awakened by Anger, Guided by Love." And that's just so powerful. And I think there's a lot there, especially just given the current environment. So I'm looking forward to hear the wisdom that John has to share with us. All right. Well, now it is time for our community greeting. So I'm going to invite you, for those in the room, we're going to take a couple of minutes just to greet one another, say hello, try to say hello to maybe somebody you haven't met yet. And when the music stops, we'll quiet down and we'll get started with the rest. But the community prompt is, it's summertime. This is 4th of July weekend. So much is going on in the city. What did you do this weekend? What was something fun that you did to celebrate and got outside? So just share that, and feel free to online share with Donna what you guys did over the weekend.
All right, everyone. Lively, very lively conversations. I love this. We're getting louder and louder. Have you noticed? Yeah. So if you'll find your seat, please. Lots of good smiles in the room. I love that, too. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Connie Hodak, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Cityside. And today I will share the reading, a short meditation, and an invocation prayer. So, here we go. The reading is from the book Your Spiritual Power by Ernest Holmes. Yay, Ernie. He's our favorite around here, you know that. Okay. Our mind has been likened to the workshop of God, for it is here that the tools of thought consciously may fashion destiny, may carve out a new future. This means that we are to formulate our ideas on the proposition that there is an all-sustaining power, an all-pervading presence around us, and an immutable law ever serving us when our lives are in harmony with our divine nature. It is written, "Act as though I am, and I will be." This calls for a surrender of the intellect to a spiritual conviction which dares to believe, disregarding any evidence to the contrary. Since the Spirit can only give us what we take, and since the taking is a mental act, we must train our mind to believe and accept. This is the secret of the power of prayer. So if you'll adjust yourself in your seat in a comfortable and open manner, relax your hands and arms, drop your shoulders, level your head and breathe in deep. Become present right here, right now. There is nothing else but right now. Breathe in, relax. Gently come back into the room, staying in the present moment, putting a smile on your face. This is a beautiful moment. I recognize that the divine presence is here right now. There is only this moment. The divine presence, the unconditional love, the universal power and knowledge and wisdom that is always and ever present, flowing through us and around us and is. And we are one with this divine presence. We are one with the unconditional love that is always and ever. We are. I am. And it is from this place of oneness that I recognize and bless all who came together this week and today to prepare for this service. Each and every one of them sharing their divine gifts, their divine light, their love. And I bless the tech and the tech team that it all works with ease and grace in an imperfect manner. And I bless all who are here, each and every heart that is flowing with this love out into the world, raising the vibration in this room and online and all around the world. It is every heart that raises us up. It is every soul that is open to the divine. And I speak a blessing over Cityside at large, that we are growing and expounding and expanding, that we are reaching out, that those who need us find us with the ease and grace of love. And I speak a blessing over the world at large. May the vibration raise up. The world is love. The world is peace. The world is for the highest good of all. Oh, breathing that all in, knowing the truth. I release this, and together we say, and so it is.
The feature song today was requested by Reverend John. This is Nebula by The Rose.
Counting stars, I closed my eyes, searching for answers of life. Saw shapes and patterns of the old. They pulled me in closer to a world never told. I'm making my way through the endless light. Let go of yourself, yeah, they call me out, but I'm holding on to pieces of my soul, to the things I love, to the years I love. Stepping through the stones unknown, I'm floating up, but I am alone, knocking till the truth unfolds. I'm drifting below where all the stars intertwine. The shadow I cast wouldn't step aside. I'm begging to stay as they turn me down, 'cause I'm holding on to pieces of my soul, to the things I love, to the years 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 I love.
My goodness gracious. It's so beautiful. I don't think I'm on though. Am I? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Is anybody there? Where is my talk? It went away. Come back. There it is. How are you? Hello, my online friends. Thank you for letting me speak today. We're going to talk about worry and anger today as part of this theme that we're looking at this week. And before we get started in that, I want us to do a little centering so that we're coming at it from a more spiritual place. So just want to invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze or whatever feels right for you. And if you're watching the recording or online, please join us. Let the distractions go. And just for a moment, be in this place of peace. And the invitation is just to imagine yourself on vacation. You're on vacation. You don't have any deadlines. There's no one to answer to. You're in this safe, serene, beautiful place. And you're just in this beautiful experience of perfect serenity. So whenever you're ready, you can come back into the room, open your eyes. So, this is going to age me, I know, but back in 1987, I went to a march on Washington that was organized by LGBTQA organizers to bring awareness to some of the issues that were top of mind for us at the time. And it was also at that march that they laid out the AIDS quilt on the mall in front of the Capitol building. And it was this incredible experience and if you don't know, the AIDS quilt were panels that were created by families and friends for individuals who had passed from the AIDS pandemic, during the AIDS pandemic. And so we were all there, gathered, recognizing and celebrating friends that we had lost. And we were with people who were actually at that time living with or trying to live with AIDS and HIV and trying to pull forward an agenda. And the agenda was very full. They were really calling for civil rights to end discrimination against LGBTQA. It was a repeal of all the sodomy laws, increased funding for AIDS education, research, and patient care, prevention of discrimination in areas of family diversity, custody, adoption, and foster care, reproductive freedom, end of sexual discrimination, end of racial and ethnic discrimination, and more. And it was a very powerful experience, right? Holly Near is singing her beautiful anthems, and we're all just really riled up. There was a lot of energy and a lot of anger in the community because of all these ingredients. And at some point, I don't remember how, but the word got passed that we were going to march to the Treasury building. So we did. There were a bunch of us, and we went to the Treasury building, and it was to protest or to sit in and do a sit-in protest of economic disparities from marriage. We wanted gay marriage, gay families being recognized. And so we went and just had a very peaceful sit-in, blocking the entrance and so forth. And along come the big, giant black trucks, the SWAT vehicles, showed up. And these, I guess they were police, got out in their full riot gear, right? Their full regalia with the helmets and the shields and the pepper spray and the billy clubs and the guns and the rifles and all of it. And all of it was there to frighten us. All of that was there to intimidate us, so it would disperse the crowd. Kind of like, what's going to happen? And they made a big show of putting on latex gloves because, of course, you couldn't touch a gay person because you might get AIDS. So this was all part of the psychology of intimidation and fear. And somewhere in the back of the crowd, as I was sitting, somewhere in the back of the crowd, someone started chanting, "Your shoes don't match your gloves. Your shoes don't match your gloves." It's true. True story. And it just diffused the energy. It just changed all of it. And we moved out of that experience, and the crowd eventually dispersed, and the police went their way, and nothing bad happened. But we did get coverage. We did make our point. And, of course, 2015, finally, they passed the marriage laws for LGBTQA people to get married. This is an example of and a call of how anger called us to action, but how love led the way and guided our behavior, guided the choices that we made. We were creating a bigger idea for ourselves. I mean, nobody wanted to hurt anybody and nobody got hurt, so that was a beautiful thing. And it was all in really asking and demanding that our country at that time, and certainly maybe even those could argue today, were following the precepts that were laid out in our Declaration of Independence, that every one of us is entitled to find, pursue, and have a life of liberty and happiness. So this is what I'm describing is probably safe to say it's a more liberal perspective, a more progressive perspective. I want to also honor the conservative point of view, so there's balance. And one of the big issues with the conservative point of view right now is immigration. And I was trying to imagine, what is going through the minds of someone who is very concerned about immigration. And I imagine that they're thinking to themselves or saying to themselves things like, things are not the same anymore. They're ruining what was. There's all this fear of being left behind, of being left out, of opportunities that might have come my way that are no longer coming my way because they're going to this other person. This sense of unfairness, like they're leapfrogging ahead after I had to do all this work to get to where I am. These kinds of stories are brewing and causing a lot of anger to erupt, right? And it brings us back to these outmoded ideas, these outmoded ways of being. And in our spiritual practice, what we have to do, and I have to be honest with you, when I hear this kind of rhetoric, when I hear these kinds of ideas, I get very riled up. Because I feel like the stories aren't real, they're just made up. It's this, one way to think about it is worry. We start to worry about, oh, well, this could happen, and that could happen, and this could happen. And worry to me is like future pulling. We do that here in Cityside. We'll future pull like a bright and beautiful new future, but it's future pulling in negativity. It's future pulling in, oh, what if this happened, and then this would happen, and then that would happen, and it's this catastrophizing in the way that worry can really captivate our imaginations and kind of keep us locked in. So I know that in our spiritual teaching, what we're asked to do is to release that anger, to step away from it and hold a deeper, more spiritual perspective. And that can be really hard to do. I know that a lot of things are happening in the world right now that may be anger-inducing. I have experienced that quite a bit. And it can be really self-perpetuating, right? Not only by ourselves and our own kind of thought processes, but the media and everyone out there doing a lot of talk, whether it's on social media or on cable news or what have you. There always seems to be a lot of fuel added to this anger. So stepping back from it seems like a challenging thing. And I got an idea. This is just one suggestion. I'm sure that as we go through the month, there'll be a lot of ideas that come forward in addressing fear and anger and so forth. This is one idea that I came across, and it's by this guy named Dr. Roy Casagranda. And Dr. Roy is just an amazing guy. He's a political scientist and a historian. And he's on YouTube and all over the place. And he's a wonderful, wonderful speaker. And he has this way of taking these very complex socio-political events throughout history and deciphering propaganda and fiction from fact so we can get to the factual things of what actually went down, and these complex things that are going on in a very understandable way. And one of the things that he suggested, particularly about things going on in the United States right now, is to hold it in a way that I think really helps us step back from that anger, that place of, arr. I sound like a pirate, arr. And what he suggested is that we stop thinking about them as liberal and conservative or progressive and whatever you want to call the other side. We come up with lots of descriptors and names and adjectives, some of them a little volatile, so I don't want to get into all that. But what he suggested that we do is that we recognize and think of them as preservationists and innovators. And already, preservationists and innovators, I'm already calmer. I'm already like, okay. Preservationists are people that want to keep things the same. In our current climate, I think they not only want to keep things the same, they want to take things back to 1953. And I'm not trying to ding them for that. I think that's true. I think they really do want that sort of ideal, that sort of social structure, very set gender roles, very set ways of being in the world. And they want to lock us in there, right? And there's actually nothing completely wrong with that, except that a lot of us don't fit that structure. We don't see ourselves in it, and it doesn't work for us. On the other hand, the innovators are always looking for new answers to these problems. Like there's social issues and community issues. How do we find something that's new? How do we break new ground? How do we break out of what wasn't working into something new? And the downside to the innovators is that they can be a little too forward-looking and not really considering or learning the lessons from the past. They can be a little too much breaking with tradition, which can feel destabilizing, and it's always new, always new, always new, can feel a little like, wait a minute, give me a chance to catch my breath. And the preservationists are, as I said, they're kind of locking us in, and they aren't open to or available to all these new answers. And we are human beings that are always evolving in our consciousness and our way of being. And so if we don't embrace new ways of doing things, we're going to find ourselves really stymied. So you may be able to tell right away that what we really need is a balance. We actually need both. And what's nice about looking at it as preservationists and innovators is we don't make them enemies. We take out the talk of being against and how characterizing each side as sort of villainous in their own way. And we just allow it to understand that I can respect that this idea of preservationists. I can understand the idea of sustaining tradition. I can understand the idea of holding on to what is familiar and ways of being. I can also really embrace and respect innovators who are looking for new answers to some of these problems, to break new ground, to find new ways of being, and to welcome in and embrace new ways of identifying ourselves, right? The non-binary and other social issues that we can just embrace and hold dear. So we need both. And it's interesting, you know, there is an example of this in the world. We always need a mental equivalent. Well, we don't always, but I think it helps. In our teaching, we talk about mental equivalence, which is this idea of a picture, an image, an idea that we can hold on to that really symbolizes, represents, and articulates that answered prayer, that answered place that we want to go to. And the answer here is there was a World Happiness Survey. There is a World Happiness Survey, and the one from 2024. And wouldn't you want to be on that committee to do the World Happiness Survey? I think that would be a very fun job. I would love to have that job. The World Happiness Survey found that Finland was the happiest country in the world for the 7th year in a row. I know, isn't that cool? And the reasons why is because they have very low corruption. They have strong education, strong health care, this beautiful work-life balance, connection to nature, generous social safety nets, high levels of personal freedom. This is a place where they do provide health care for all, where they do take care of each other, and they aren't beating each other up over you're a socialist, you're a this, you're a that, and with a lot of name-calling and vilification. They are able to have both their preservationists and their innovators. And they have this balance. And they have this form of government where if the preservationists come in and they're starting to get a little too wacky and things start to get out of balance, they vote in a bunch of innovators. And when the innovators get too progressive and too crazy, they vote in some preservationists. And they keep finding this balance. And I think it's so incredible that we have this actual real life example of how we can hold this consciousness for our country and the way that we are together in community. Yes. And it's just an extraordinary experience to have this in our lives. I like the idea of this that Dr. Roy gave us because I feel like it allows us to take that step back from anger. It gives us that space to find compassion, to stop the attacks, and just be in peace with one another. And when we see that one side is dominant over the other, and I think that's what we're seeing right now in real time in our country, what's happening right now. So we see what I will call the preservationists are large and in charge. And not only are they large and in charge, they are really suppressing, prosecuting, demeaning, and vilifying the innovative voice. So much so that it's not being heard. And when that happens, when one side gets to be so dominant and so empowered in that way, it starts to get ultra radical. And isn't that what we're seeing? We're seeing this radicalness showing up. The same would happen with the innovators, by the way. If the innovators were left unchecked, we would move into a very radical experience as well. And so the balance really helps all of us not only find our own balance within that, but keep things really moving forward in a harmonious way. It reminds me of a story. So this is, to me, about what I'm talking about is anger fueled by love versus anger fueled by fear. Anger fueled by fear is a lot of this worry, this future pulling of things that don't really feel real, but the story is so compelling we can't let it go. It's just fear-inducing, and it becomes self-perpetuating. We keep going round and round and round in circles on it. Anger fueled by love is an anger that invites us to wake up to a new kind of way of being. The story that I thought of that I thought was really interesting, you'll have to forgive me, but it's a Jesus story. And Jesus, myth or man, whatever you believe, there's a story about Jesus Jesus and the money changers. So Jesus arrives in Jerusalem and goes to the temple, and the center of Jewish religious life. And in the temple, there are merchants and money changers that have set up stalls. And the money changers were there to convert Roman coins, which were in the image of the emperor and considered impure, into special Tyrian shekels used to pay the temple tax. And there were also animal sellers that were providing birds and sheep and whatever for animal sacrifices. And in these dealings, there was a lot of grift, as you can imagine. There's a lot of, oh, hey, Connie, I'm going to give you this. And you're trying to always put one over on them. And Jesus comes in and flips these tables. It's very unusual, not a violent character in our stories. Just flips these tables. And there's a lot of teaching around this. But what I get from this story isn't that he was worried about them corrupting the temple or the church, because it can't be corrupted. It's good, it's God, it's love. It's not going to ever be corrupted. What I think he was doing in his anger was trying to wake these people up to say, you're spending all your time on this petty little crap of these little deals and these dealings and this, you think you're getting something here, while ignoring the entire universe of love, light, good, prosperity, abundance that is already available to you. It's like, wake up. He was trying to wake these people up, not punish them, not hurt them. And to me, that is what anger fueled by love is about. It's about, hey, come on. There's a better way to be here. we always get the choice, right? We always get to choose. Are we going to choose anger fueled by fear? Are we going to choose anger fueled by love? And what are we going to do with that anger once we experience it? We get to choose that. It doesn't always feel like it, because anger can be pretty compelling. Like it feels, I'm angry. And we can get into a sense of fairness. We can get into a sense of justice, right? What's just? I need justice. I have a sense, and this is just my opinion, I feel like what we understand justice to be at this level of consciousness that we're at is really egoic. It's really about where we're at in our human experience. I actually think justice is a very different thing that lives in spirituality, and I don't think we've quite gotten there yet. So where the invitation is to let it go, to step back from it, and to be in that love, peace, harmony, consciousness, and to choose that instead. In our reading that Connie read so beautifully, we understand that that's the power of our prayer. So we get to choose. We get to understand and see and get that broader perspective. And we have that inner, still, small voice that helps guide and share with us. There is I'm going to read something from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Isn't this beautiful? This was a gift from the wonderful Reverend Amy Daniels when I graduated from school, which is just the most incredible gift. Yes, I am spoiled rotten, absolutely, no question about it. And in it, this is the definitive edition on page 143, if you're following along. About, 2/3 of the way down, there's a little italicized sentence that says, choosing thought. And Ernest writes, we cannot live a choiceless life. Every day, every moment, every second, there is a choice. If it were not so, we would not be individuals. What this suggests to me, and Ernest is always someone you have to read into a little bit, but in the world of form, we look out, we see trees and so forth. There's this collective expression of this good that's called nature. Nature is always expressing itself. We talked about trees and animals and insects and rocks and mountains and all those good things. They do not have choice, not in the same way that we do. Like a tree will be planted and it can't just decide, I'm going to move to Ohio today, right? An animal will follow its instincts, will follow that learned pattern of behavior that it was born with and born into, and follow that over and over again. A tiger isn't going to go, I think I'm going to go visit Hawaii. I think Hawaii sounds good. They don't get that kind of choice. That's not available to them. It is available to us. And to me, because that's true, that choice is our God self. It's that part of us that is our God truth expressing through us. And so when we activate it and we act on it, we are activating that God self within us. And we can move out of anger and allow that anger to guide us into an experience of love, compassion, empathy. Just thinking about innovators and preservationists, already I can have much more compassion and empathy for the preservationists. I understand that. I think I would skew more towards the innovator on that dyad. But I understand and appreciate and celebrate the preservationists. And I know that there are people who are more preservationists. They don't want things to change or change dramatically. We have them here in our community. We want the community to stay the same, everything to be, stable and the same. Yes, of course. And yet, we also need to invite in the new. And so we need to have love and compassion and peace and grace for both, right? And how can we be awakened by anger and guided by love? How do we hear that answer to the call for love? There are some things that I know about you that I wanted to share. I know that you are never alone. I know that you are never judged. Not really. Not in spirit, not in God, not in truth. You cannot do life wrong. Can't. You can lean on spiritual help. You have this inner knowing that always knows the right action to take, the right thing to say, the right way through any situation. And you have the power to choose. And I want to affirm this with you. I'm going to invite you to say these with me. I think they're going to come up on the screen. We're going to switch it around to I am statements. So I invite you to say these with me. I am never alone. I am never judged. I cannot do life wrong. I can lean on spiritual help. I have this inner knowing that always knows the right action, the right thing to say, the right way through any situation. I have the power to choose. And so it is. So let's take this into prayer. Let's take this into prayer. Just taking a breath. Just recognizing this brilliant, brilliant power that we get. We get to choose. We get the freedom of that. We get this God truth that is within us. We get ways of looking at what's going on in the world right now, as anger-inducing as it may be, to take just a tiny step back. I don't have a problem with anger. I think anger is great. I don't have any problem with that. We can take a step back from it and allow love to come into our hearts and just see it through that perspective. So just recognizing that love, that light, that joy, that God, that source, whatever your word or phrase is everywhere and every when. It is in and through all that is. It is in and through me. It is in and through this community. It is in and through each and every single individual here and now. It is blessing each and every single person. And knowing this and from this place, just knowing that as we hold into this consciousness of a bigger idea for ourselves, a bigger idea for our community, a bigger idea for our country, that we can hold that. We know that our principle tells us, our spiritual principle tells us that thoughts held in mind are being made manifest right here, right now. So we know this, and we have our mental equivalent. We know that it's possible because it already exists in the world. So we know that this is not a pipe dream. This is not a fantasy. This is not something far and distant. This is present here and now. And so we lean into that knowing. We lean into that understanding. We lean into that awakening, awakened in any way, but awakened by anger for sure. And we lean into our guidance, our inner knowing, that inner intuition, that inner God, to be guided by love, to take the right action, to step out and be a voice in the world, to have these thoughts that we hold in mind being expressed in the most beautiful, harmonic, beneficial, benevolent way. And I know for each and every single person that as they hold this consciousness that they themselves are truly blessed, that areas of life that seem stuck are unstuck, that everything is working out in the right and perfect way. I just know that this is so. I just experienced it over and over again, and so I know this truth, and I'm so grateful for it, so grateful for the blessings of this consciousness, so grateful for this collective right here, right now, holding the high watch, holding this higher consciousness, holding this ideal of this beautiful country, this beautiful society, this beautiful community that lives together in harmony and support and joy. Just so grateful for all of it. I release it now into the action of law, knowing that it is done, it is so, and so it is.
Use me. There it is. Oh, use me. Oh, God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do?
fills all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and hear all about as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Thank you again, music team, and a big thank you to John, Reverend John. Appreciate that. That was such a great illustration, or recalling, innovators and the preservationists, and choosing balance. Just that was just really great. I will be using that, so thank you. So now I wanted just to lead us into our time of giving. Cityside is a 100% community-supported organization. And each week we practice conscious giving, which allows us to make this service and other offerings possible and available to you. It's your financial support that makes Cityside possible. And I give to Cityside because I love this community, I love the city of Chicago, and I love that this offering, this teaching is available to our beautiful city. So if you scan the QR code on the screen, you'll be led to your giving options. If you prefer to give in person, there is a giving box in the center of the room, just over here. And we are practicing the law of giving and receiving. So here in the room, we're passing out affirmation cards. So as you receive your gifts, take a couple of cards, give one away, leave it in a coffee shop, give it to a friend, brighten someone's day. But we're just practicing the giving and receiving here. And with that, I want to please join me in our giving affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Yes, it returns to me, and it returns to me.
Thank you. Thank you. I am Reverend Linda Jackson. I use she, her pronouns. Thank you so much for your gifts. Thank you for co-creating this community. Your financial support is really what makes it all happen, and the gifts of your talent and your hearts and your hands. If you are joining us for the first time, we welcome you. We thank you for being here. And you can subscribe to our newsletter by scanning the QR code, or you can visit our website anytime, cityside.me, for giving, for subscribing to the newsletter, for looking up any of the things that we're doing, that we're offering. So I'm going to share just a few announcements. Connie, if you want to come up and talk about what you've got going on this afternoon.
Okay, today at noon, we're going to have spiritual cinema. And I know in January we all have intentions. 6 months later. So it's a nice time to revisit that. And while having big intentions is one thing, living with intention is a beautiful thing. And I hope that you can stay and watch the film and enjoy our discussion, because we always have a good time and there's always laughter. So I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, so feel free to grab a snack or a lunch and hang around for that movie. And tomorrow night, Mondays, the first and third Mondays of every month, we have Mark Anthony Lord with Waking Up from the Matrix, and that is here in the room from 7 to 8:30 p.m. and also online. He is doing some guided activations and channeling healing experiences, both individually and as the group. And Jonathan, you want to come up?
All right, so at Cityside, we are starting our first LGBTQ plus circle. So anyone interested in signing up, you can go online, cityside.me. There's a circles form. You can fill out the information and just check the LGBTQ circle. Our first meeting, we're going to get together on Tuesday night, this Tuesday night at 7 o'clock here at Cityside. Now, even if you can't make this Tuesday, please reach out. Let me know, or just go online and register. Let Reverend Judy know. Like, we can figure out, what's the best time to meet, but we're just kind of throwing the stake in the ground for this Tuesday, 7 o'clock here. So, yeah, and the idea of the circle is we're just be in community, to get to know each other, to develop just friendships and community, just to talk about LGBTQ topics, and just to be related to one another. This is really just a community building exercise, and I really invite anyone who has interest, anyone online, please come on Tuesday or sign up and let me know. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. And this Wednesday is our second Wednesday of the month, so our midweek reset is practicing compassionate communication in relationship. And who doesn't need that? So it's really based on the teachings of nonviolent communication, and we do empathy practice and use some other tools for really getting related to our own needs and understanding the needs of others, so that we can be in more compassionate relationship. Please come. It's you can drop in anytime. You don't have to have any history with the teaching whatsoever. And we are still accepting donations for Nourishing Hope. There are bins there in the library for shelf-stable items, and you can see Rev. Judy if you have any questions about that. And if you have anything you want to register for or anything you want to talk about, feel free to connect with me after service. We have prayer in the room after service. Practitioner Hunter Tallman will be offering prayer, and you can line up over there, and he will let you know when it's time for your turn. And practitioner Donna Pitts online, she will drop a link into the chat so you can have your own private prayer experience on Zoom. And in the meantime, join us next week, July 13th. Is that right? Yep. Continuing our theme, Rev. Amy will be back, and we're looking at overcoming fear. So until then, stay safe and have a beautiful week.
All right, we're going to stand and sing it out one more. This is All Is Well. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours, and it is mine. I am loved, and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? Let me hear you. All is well. All is well. Even Spirit is directing me right now. should. I am cloaked in the Spirit. I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is. My soul is free from time. I am blessed, and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well? All is well. All is well, and it's unfolding as it should. I said all is well, and it's unfolding as it should. Have a beautiful week, City Side.